Good morning. How are you doing? Happy Friday. It is Sanai Floyd here, business breakthrough coach and sales mentor. And I just wanted to come in here and have a chat with you about nailing your niche and what that means exactly, why it's so challenging. You may be struggling. You may have really struggled this week, and the kind of struggles that are perpetuated when you don't have that clarity and alignment with your true niche, as I like to call it. It can cause all sorts of problems. It really is kind of, for me, when you lack clarity in your coaching niche, that really underpins all the other struggles that you can experience in your coaching business. So, for example, without that clarity in your niche, and your niche is that thing you do in only the way that you can do it, like that special something. It's like your zone of genius. When you are unable to connect to that, you haven't connected to that yet, when you're struggling to really dial into, like, what is my unique selling point, what tends to sort of come off that is you start to doubt yourself. You second guess everything you do. You feel unsure about what should I be talking about. You struggle to create content because you don't know who you're talking to. You don't exactly know what what are the pains and frustrations of your ideal client, or what is the problem that you solve and how do you solve it. So all of this lack of clarity stops you showing up. So you feel this degree of fear about showing up, and fear of judgment, fear of being rejected, criticized. All of this comes from a place of a lack of clarity and alignment with your true niche. Now, I know that sounds really heavy, but it is, absolutely true. Because when you think about the opposite, when I talk about being aligned and being really clear on your true niche, I'm not talking about you having decided on a niche that, kind of feels okay, that, you could operate in. You choose that niche and then you operate in that space. Or perhaps you choose a niche because you perceive it to be profitable. You're not particularly passionate about it, but you see other people doing quite well in it, or you have this perception that the people in that particular field, they have the money, they're willing to spend their money on investing, so on themselves. So you slot yourself into that niche, even though you don't feel particularly passionate about it. Or maybe you're being influenced by what people around you are saying that you should do because you'd be good at that. All of these things is a mistake when it comes to getting clarity in your niche. It's just noise. It's going to distract you. When I talk about nailing your niche and being crystal clear in alignment with it, what I'm talking about is going within, tapping into that thing that is your unique gift. Because I believe that you were born with a gift. I believe that you expressed that gift in childhood very freely, and then over the years, you perhaps learned that gift, through no fault of anyone around you, but just the messages that you were picking up in childhood, you learned that part of you made you too much, or possibly made you not enough. And so you learned to dumb down, you learned to filter, you learned to hide that part of you. And so it kind of, there's layers to this. So you start to kind of hide that part of you. And so it becomes very difficult now when, as you're trying to tap into that part of you, because it's crusted over with so many layers of, like, I don't want to shine that part of me. I don't want to express that part of me because that was the part that got me into trouble, or that was the part that made me not enough. But that is actually the part of you that is the piece you want to tap into and kind of unleash to really express your full potential and step into that true, authentic version of you. So your niche, as I said, is that gift wrapped. And when you tap into that, you are tapping into something you feel supremely passionate about. You're tapping into your true sense of purpose. When you are in alignment with that, fear dissipates because you have no doubt about your ability to deliver because of how it feels. It feels amazing, this level of clarity and alignment. You know exactly what you're here to do. And very often when you find that voice, your true niche, it's very likely that it goes against conventional wisdom. And so that again creates some sort of internal conflict about, yeah, but this isn't what everyone else is saying. This is my message. So it makes it quite challenging to step into that. The other reason why a lot of people will feel very challenged and find it difficult to really connect to that is that they perhaps don't believe that they have a zone of genius. They may doubt their ability to, who am I? I don't have a zone of genius. I'm just normal, just ordinary. But so they doubt they have a zone of genius. So if that's you, then I can absolutely guarantee and promise you that you have a unique gift. You just need to tap into it. Some people feel that they can't distill all of their passions into one thing. So that's the opposite challenge. They're like, I've got all this knowledge, all this skill, all this experience. How do I actually kind of distill it into one thing? I just want to help everybody. So that's something else I hear a lot. I just want to help everyone. And I know that my coaching, my EFT, my NLP, my gift, my skill set can help most everybody. And yes, I don't doubt that. But the important thing about really dialing down and getting specific and distilling all of that into your one thing, into a clear message, is for your marketing. Because when your marketing and your messaging and your content is crystal clear and aligned with your passion, then that starts to reach out. It starts to rise above the noise and connect to that person you're speaking to. So it elevates when you're clear and aligned with your niche, it elevates the resonance and the power of your messaging and your marketing, because you literally know exactly who you're speaking to. And so when you know exactly who you're speaking to, you can tailor your messaging to that one individual. And so as you're creating messaging that is so specific, that calls that person out, that dials into their pains and their frustrations, into their dreams and their desires, that's when people will stop. That's when you grab attention. It's like the scroll stop, when people go, oh my God, that's me. She's talking to me. And so these are the people that will reach out to you and say, oh my God, your post absolutely resonated with me. It was like you're in my head right now. So it's that, and it all comes down to the clarity and alignment with your true niche, that thing that you are here to do. And so let me just go into a little bit of like how you can start to tune into that, because you probably know this already. Another benefit, I'm just going to drop in, just my mind is going all over the place, but another benefit I would say when it comes to being aligned with your true niche is that the energy that you have is sustainable. So it's not exhausting when you're aligned with your true niche. You have this kind of you tap into that ever flowing life force within you, that energy that is sustainable, the type of energy you need to be an entrepreneur, to be a business owner and grow your business. So you tap into that and you have this energy, this enthusiasm, this sort of influence about you, this passion energy that is highly infectious, that actually is very magnetic. And it also means that you can start to charge increased premium rates for your services, because you know who you want to attract. You want to attract those people who are ready to work with you, are ready to solve their problem, and you'll be seen as a specialist because you are clear and aligned in that one thing that you do. So it's really, really important to for all those reasons to get so dialed in and specific. So as I said, there's two things that I'm going to share with you in this video about what you can begin to do to start to dive into your story and draw out those parts that will enable you to get that clarity. Because this is what I do with my clients. I dive into their story, because your story holds the key. Your story holds everything, all the information that is going to point you directly towards your true passion, your niche. So the first clue to look at when you're looking at your story is to look at all those points of of pain, let's call it, all the times where you were discontented with life, that you were frustrated, that you weren't showing up at your highest and best, that perhaps it was a point, some kind of struggle or challenge that you navigated, I would pull out all of those points of pain and look at what is a common theme that runs throughout all of them. What is a common theme? What are the patterns that are showing up as a result of these points of pain? They may all look very different. Situationally, they're all very different. But when you can start to identify patterns and themes that run throughout, you can start to notice that, oh my God, I was struggling because I wasn't doing something. I wasn't owning my gift. I wasn't expressing myself. I wasn't aligned with my purpose at the time. I wasn't speaking my truth. I wasn't being open and honest with myself or with others. Who were you being and what were you doing that created that point of pain? And so that's the first thing, it's pulling out, because when you think about, if you've dumbed down your gift in early childhood because it made you too much or not enough, as I said at the beginning, and you learn to filter that, what life will tend to do is it will present you with challenges and struggles to try and help you tap into that part of you. So it's like life will present you things that have been challenging in a bid to wake you up to your gift. And so during those challenges, you were honing your gift. And this is often why the moment that you decided that enough was enough and you started your personal development journey, whether it was some catastrophic event that transformed your life, or it was just a series of little events that ended up being like the mother of all kind of challenges that made you sort of snap out of your sleepy state and set you on your path to personal development and then to your coaching journey, that is often life throwing you the mother of all challenges because you were ignoring the red flags for all those years. So I hope that makes sense, but it's looking at the themes and patterns in the struggle. So that's one part of to find the clues to your true niche, your passion and your purpose. The second thing is, in opposition to that, look at the times where you were most in bliss. Pockets of time where you were on fire, when you felt unstoppable, when you were high as a kite, happy, blissed out. Again, seek those moments in your life story and then analyze them. Be like a detective. What are the common denominators in all of those moments, those pockets of passion, I call them? What were those moments? What were the themes again that you can pull out? Because, and what were you doing? Who were you being? Because again, it's almost like the before and after, the hell and the heaven of where you will likely find your ideal client. And the before story and the after story is all in your story. And so, you know, when I dive into my client stories, all they're doing is they're just talking. Sometimes they say, oh God, is this making sense? I just feel like I'm talking at you. But what I'm seeing is the patterns and themes, so I can distill it and say, this is it. And when they hear it back, it's like, oh my God. And often it's staring you right in the face, but you just couldn't see it for whatever reason, from some of the reasons I've said earlier, or you just, you know, it's that magical moment where it's just everything clicks into place. And as I said, that's when you've just like this surge of energy, this clarity. It's like the clouds have parted and you are able to move forward and really take your coaching business to the next level. So I hope you found this helpful. If you're one of those people who have been mantraing, like, I don't know what my niche is, I'm stuck, I don't even know who my ideal client is, and you've been like beating that drum, then try this exercise. And the first thing I just want to add in here, what I would say is, before you even go into the exercise that I've shared with you, is to actually just change that story. Because if you're mentating that you're lacking clarity in your niche, you're stuck, who's my ideal client, and you're tearing your hair out, then the most valuable thing you can do right now is to change that story and start affirming clarity is on its way. I know clarity is coming. Every day I'm getting clearer and clearer, because that'll start to open you up to what is your truth. Okay, so thank you for listening. I hope you found this helpful. And if you've got questions, comments, please put them below. I'll always come back to you. And in fact, I'll put a link below to my calendar if you want to have a chat about how I can support you to really get that clarity and alignment that will skyrocket your coaching business. Then feel free to book a strategy call with me. All right, have a lovely day. Thank you for listening, and I will speak to you soon. Bye for now.